Today's flight from Telluride Regional to Bluff. I just love that. Love that name. It's a village, leisure village next or close to the airport, which the airport took its name from. And I thought that we cannot miss it on our journey. If I go to the weather here, notice how it looked like in the morning for 2000 UTC, 2000 Zulu. We had a forecast of heavy snow precipitation and snow mixed rain, then some thunderstorm with rain, and it looked kind of bleaky. As far as clouds were concerned, you can see that it's overcast 120, broken 110. Uh, Anywhere else, this would be a nice weather cloud-wise, but since the airport is at 9,000 feet, that means that it's just 2,000 feet above the airport, so a little bit problematic. Obviously, since the temperatures are still quite low at that altitude during these months, we would normally not be able to fly inside of the clouds in these temperatures because of the icing problems. Um, Lest you have some, de-ice equipment or anti-ice equipment on the aircraft. But I definitely don't have. But I don't let that stop me flying in the simulator because I can always turn the icing off. That doesn't hurt anybody else but the realism. Um, so this is how the forecast looked in the morning. Now, if I look at the current situation, you can see that we have a broken layer, but at 6,000 feet AGL. So that means that it's around 15,000 feet in the 15,000 feet, and even the temperature is in the plus region here. Forecast shows for basically for a very good weather to depart VFR. So let's see what the website actually says here. If I go to ceiling and visibility, then you can immediately see that the forecast is kind of lighter, even though we have more rain showers in this area, but rain showers themselves are not a problem for flying if the visibility is good. And we have some snow, but maybe to the south, of us. If I look at the clouds, we still have those clouds at 11,000 feet, 11,000 feet, but then it goes a little bit higher. And plus, when we are in this area, we can descend a bit. We don't need to fly at this high altitude, as we will see in our route plan. So I believe that it's actually the perfect opportunity to take off IFR, even though the airport might be VFR airport. So we can also discuss something called VCOA, a visual climb over airfield or airport. So I'll definitely touch on that because it's one of the departure procedures that we can use, or we use the standard departure procedure. Obstacle departure procedure. But we'll come to that. So cloud-wise, that's quite fine. And here in this area, if I look also a little bit ahead, I can see that, yeah, it's slightly worse, but here we should have good enough weather. This airport, I believe, is around 5,000 feet elevation, so we have a very good visibility there. As far as winds goes, in the morning it looked like that we will have very light winds, and it seems to still be the case. If I go to the current state, that's better maybe seen from the observations, then I can see that we have wind from west, about 5 knots here, and there we don't have the weather, but the wind will be kind of variable, I believe. If I go to the forecast, you can see, okay, the surface, you can see that the direction of the wind is kind of unpredictable here because yeah, it's variable, I would say, like that. If I look forward, 20 Zulu, more probably 21 Zulu when we will be finishing our flights, still the same. If I look at the winds at altitude, and 12,000 feet will be taken as example, can even see that we have areas with no wind whatsoever. No wind forecast. So wind wise, we should be quite fine. And this light wind should also limit the amount of turbulence that we get in the mountainous areas. As I said, icing would be a problem definitely on our flight here because there are clouds and the temperature will be sub-zero here. As I said, feel free to disable icing in the simulator so we can enjoy this otherwise interesting flight. All right, so that's weather. The destination airport is Bluff, as I said. This is like a satellite image. There is a San Juan River next to it. We have another Butler Wash here, another river. And if you check the sectional, you can see there's a comp ridge. So there's kind of a ridge, which should be quite visible from the air when we will be coming in, and this ridge should guide us into the airport. It comes to that. Route planning itself. I will switch to SkyVector soon. Well, actually, I can do it now. So what I did was, since the first portion will be flown IFR, I chose en route ELF 9er and see that I can make this route. So from the Cones VOR to Dove Creek VOR, and then a series of directs. I hope and estimate that at this point I will actually be able to get out of the weather already. If we don't have an ATC, then of course, if you are flying off route, kind of say, not here on this Victor 668 route, you can see you have a published minimum end altitude, which is 12,000 feet, even though the Oroka in this sector is 16,500. But as long as you are on the route, you can fly as low as 12,000 feet. However, if you are not flying on the published segment of a route, then you should heat those Orokas if you don't have any contact with ATC. You must ensure that you are under all circumstances, if you are in instrumental meteorological conditions, that you always heat and you are flying at the minimum safe altitude, which is either the Oroka or the minimum vectoring altitude, because ATC have special charts, minimum vectoring altitudes. And if you check the VFR sectional here in this section, they would be perfectly able to get you lower than these 13,600 feet, right? So we can definitely simulate that if we don't have any ATC, and we can descend a little bit because we know that the terrain here is fine. Just never do that in real life if you don't have contact with ATC. That would be kind of an emergency already in real life, I guess. So first portion published airway and then kind of direct, and I'm hoping that I will be able to descend out of the weather or actually clear the weather laterally already. We'll see what awaits us there. Since we are flying IFR in the beginning, we need an IFR flight plan. We will file this flight plan all the way to Bluff. And now you might ask how to actually do that. Or imagine that you want to fly the whole flight as an IFR, but this Bluff airport, if I go here and list, doesn't have any IFR procedures, any instrument procedures. So can I even fly IFR to this airport? Well, the answer is, since I'm asking, obviously yes. And I will cover it here already. There are certain conditions that you must adhere to. First of all, is the weather good enough to land under VFR and on that airport? And the forecast said yes, it should be. Clouds need to be higher than the minimum if it's minimum instrument altitude for the area, which is either Oroka or MVA, minimum vectoring altitude. I already touched on that. And you must file an alternate every time, even if the forecast weather is completely clear. You must file an alternate if the destination doesn't have any instrument procedures. And then you can either use like instrument approach. Well, that alternate needs to have instrument approach, or it needs to be possible to descend to the alternate from the minimum instrument altitude to land under VFR. So those conditions must apply. But in any case, we need to have alternate filed. And I believe that for us, for today, the very good alternate could be this Blanding Municipal. It's very close. It has instrument procedures. And let's just verify that we can actually use that. It has only one procedure. It has RNF procedure. So if I would be simulating alpha aircraft, then I would not be able to file it. If not, it has alternate minima that we need to read about, but it doesn't say alternate not available, so we can use that airport as our alternate and just file Golf, equipment Golf, or find a different airport. I'll leave that up to you. So where was I? Yeah, so that is it. I also listed some maybe examples of radio calls that you can expect in such a thing that you don't have an instrument approach to the destination. So the ATC can vector you all the way to over the airport, and when you have that inside, you can cancel IFR and just continue normally under VFR and land. So that's fine. Anyway, after we have cleared the weather, then it's time to use the VFR sectionals. And then, of course, we would need to do it visually. Here, since we will be overflying this VOR and we will already have it tuned, then I see no reason why not to use it, to help us track, this course all the way to this airport. When we see that, then it should be quite simple because we continue a little bit more southwest west and until we get to this Comanche Ridge, which we can follow south all the way to Bluff. Obviously, you will have your navlog, and here let's say that how I want to generate my navlog, right? So I will need to log in, obviously. Does it do something? Yeah, it does something. Then I have my tail. Let's say that my speed will be 150. My altitude, I'm flying westbound. I will use 12,000 feet. And then I want to descend. Sorry, what happened? I closed it. Or I moved it someplace else. No, I probably clicked. Yeah, I clicked on something. All right, and I want to descend here, maybe at this VOR. So I believe that what I need to do is type something like slash, and my altitude will be, let's say, 8,500 feet. Is it good enough? We have 6,500 here. Let's say 10,500. And I believe that this should allow us, as you can see, that's kind of turned blue. And now if I generate my navlog, you will see that I have a descent, planned. And it actually, this descent was planned before I reached this one. So I will do it another way, and I will plan the descent here. And then it should count, it should start descending. Well, yeah, it starts descending basically. No, I'm puzzled. Let's see. For that, guys, not using this that often. So let's try this third time. Yeah, actually, that's what I wanted to do. It starts descending at this VOR, which is what I wanted to do. And you can see it starts descending and, calculates different winds and so on for you for that altitude or new altitude. So that's how I would generate my navlog. So I don't need to do that by hand. and then let's get back. This is the full route as I would file it in my in a flight plan. Airspace analysis, other than those national preserve monuments close to the Telluride, there is nothing else, so it's all echo. And when landing, obviously Bluff is the class Golf airport. Again, be mindful of the high altitude because the performance is slightly different there. And now, let me first cover this high altitude. Because we have done that for quite some time, I decided that it's time to kind of refresh our knowledge about these charts. This one in particular is a chart where you calculate your takeoff distance, and I already made an example here. Let's say that the outside air temperature is 0 degrees, then you need to draw the line up all the way to your pressure altitude. As you can see, my pressure altitude ends with 8,000. If it's around 9,000 as it is right now, then I just draw it a little bit higher, maybe a lot more higher than I needed to, but it's on the safe side. Then you go across here. Then you have a weight section. So you follow those lines according to your weight. So if your takeoff weight is, let's say maximum is 2,900, if mine is 2,800, then I would just draw it like that. Then again, go across. Then I have a headwind component. I calculated here with like 5 knots. So again, I go along the lines until I am at 5 knots and then go across again. And I see that my takeoff distance is about 3,700 or 3,800 feet. I will then compare it with the length of the runway, which for Telluride is, we have here 7,100 feet. 7,100 feet. So that's quite all right. I have a margin for error, and I can use that. All right. So departure. Now, this one. And sorry for me for jumping ahead, but I hope you are able to follow here what I'm doing. If you look at the Telluride Regional Airport page, you can see that graphic. There is no graphical, departure procedure. But since the airport has instrument approach procedures, it means that the survey has been done, and that if particular departure procedures are needed, then they will be published in the takeoff minimums publication. The page, the takeoff minimums is here. If you look for KTEX or Telluride, then you can see that you have takeoff minimums, runway 9er, not available, obstacles. So you cannot depart under instrument meteorological conditions from runway 9er. Runway 27, standard with minimum climb of 265 feet per nautical mile all the way to 10,000 feet, or the minimum like 5,400 clouds and 3 statute miles of visibility for climb in visual conditions. So there's our takeoff minimums. And we have departure procedure. Now, this is a textual departure procedure. And yes, they can draw it on a chart and make it graphical, but they don't need to because the texture is quite enough. So what does it say? If taking off from runway 27, you should climb to 2,000 feet on heading 276 and the ETL radial 096 to ETL VOR. So that means that you climb on heading 276 and then you intercept this radial 096 from the, this is I believe Dove Creek, oh no, it's that first one, it's Cones VOR, right? 096, that's actually it, right? It's this one. So you depart and as soon as possible you intercept this radial and continue in. All right. That was here. And now for aircraft departing Victor 382 southeast, it's not us, you should continue climb and hold all the way to 14,200 over that VOR. And then we have VCOA, visual climb over airport. You need to obtain ATC approval for a climb in visual conditions when requesting IFR clearance. And you can do that climb in visual conditions to cross Telluride Regional Airport westbound or above 14,300, then proceed on ETL radial 09R6 to ETL VOR DME. So what that means, climb in visual conditions, that basically you take off and you must keep your that airport in sight all the time, and you just circle around it or do whatever you want to actually climb above that airport. And then when you are able to cross it westbound, so from east to west, or when you are above 14,300 feet already, then you can proceed on this on the same radial 09 or 6 all the way to the VOR. So since we are already flying and we are able to, at least I am able to maintain this minimum climb of 265, I don't see any reason why to circle around the airport before departing. So I'll just take this departure procedure and we'll climb to 12,000 feet on this heading. Now, why this is here for aircraft departing Victor 382 southeast bound, continue climbing hold to 14,200. That's pretty easy. If I look at the en route chart, you can see this is this Victor 382 southbound, and you can see it has quite high MEA, and also there's this X sign that means that this there is a minimum crossing altitude applied. And minimum crossing altitude is exactly for this Victor 382 when flying southeast. And it's 14,200 feet. So that's why you need to climb in hold, and you can depart this VOR only when you are at this altitude, if you're flying here. All right, so that's departure. Any questions for departures?
We're good, I think.
All right. Again, some radio calls are mentioned here, so self-announcement and also kind of phraseology when you are sorry, when you are requesting this departure with ATC. So feel free to reference that one. Okay, en route portion already covered. Just let me repeat again. Keep track of your progress. Sorry. And prepare for arrival, obviously, since we will be transitioning to VFR. And again, this radio phraseology is for the situation where you are flying IFR all the way to the destination. But you can cancel IFR at any point, during the flight, if you feel certain that you will be able to complete the flight in visual conditions. Here are some, this is from the page of Bluff Airport, nearby aviation navigation aids. So you can see, and it lists the frequency of the VORs and the radial and range on which this airport sits. So if lost, you can also try to kind of intercept the radial and fly it, and when you are at a certain range, you should be able to find the airport. But that's kind of for an emergency situations, because you should also reference it visually. Arrival. Now, I draw, or I let the little nav map draw both circuits for runway 03 and 21, and that's for a simple reason, because there is no weather station at Bluff. So, and since the forecast for winds is kind of variable, I have no idea what kind of wind conditions there will be at the airport. So the idea is to overfly that airport at any case, and try to spot the windsock. It's kind of difficult in the simulators to spot the windsock compared to real life, definitely, but we can try. And plus there is one other thing. I have noticed on some airports that the windsocks are actually pointing in completely wrong direction, like opposite direction, some of them. I don't know what's the reason, if it's some special scenery stuff that sometimes does it, but since this airport doesn't have any custom scenery, I'm hoping that if there is a windsock, then it will point in the correct direction. That's definitely valid for the first pilot to arrive. The others can then, um, kind of listen on the radio and listen, what kind of runway has been used. That's also something you would do in real life if there is any traffic. You listen to the radio, and if everybody is using runway 21, then you will definitely not try to use 03. First, there's probably a reason why they're using 21, wind. Second, you just don't want to, have traffic from both directions to the same runway. It would be kind of dangerous. So what to fly? I kind of sketched this dashed line. We are coming from the north to overfly the airport. If we see that the runway 21, runway 21 is in use, then we can continue and do the standard, join into the traffic pattern. That means overfly the airport, keep that higher altitude, 500 feet above the traffic pattern altitude, keep it for at least 2 nautical miles, and then descending right turn into the downwind. If we see that runway 03 should be used, then don't overthink. Just make a turn, make a call that you are joining crosswind. After all, these are recommended procedures. We like to keep to them to practice, but in these situations where you need to observe, it doesn't make any sense to kind of depart all the way out there and just join here. It doesn't make any sense. So just turn and make a join into the crosswind. Just make sure that you communicate your intentions on the radio correctly. And while on the radio subject, remember we are using the real CTAF frequencies. For Telluride, I believe is 123.0, and for this one it's 122.9er, I think. But feel free to check that on the sectional as well. The point where the place where you find the CTAF frequency on the section is here, this letter C, and the frequency is before that. And our destination, again, letter C, and the frequency before that. So, anything unclear? Or is everything crystal clear?
I guess it's clear.
Okay, I will assume it is. As always, I will be here till the end, so feel free to ask. During the flight, or after, or before. I will be also streaming that on Twitch, so feel free to join. But I do encourage everyone to fly and not just watch the stream. And as always, happy flying.
Happy flying.
Fine.
Happy flying.
All right then. So off block, let's say 15 minutes from now. So 2015, altitude 12,000, airspeed. Yeah. Arrival 66 Victor, alternate. I had the BDG. Okay, BDG. En route time, take it from here. 42 minutes. Okay. Fuel endurance. How much fuel do I have? Okay, I will have fuel tanks, so let's say 60 gallons. Okay, 5 hours. Route details, I'll just take this. And I will do direct where I don't have. Actually, I will not file this one. It's under VFR. Okay. Oh, it's a loud sound. It's really quick. So we will have this squawk. We have some sensors, but I don't believe they are covering us. Let's verify. Should be this group here. Yeah, we don't have any sensor controller. And 6-6 Victor will be around here somewhere, so again, no controller. It's a shame, but yeah, that's how it is. So that's a flight plan. I have a code there which I'm gonna use, and I believe it's time to get to it. Right. Yep. This is working. Very good. Okay, let's do the walk around. And refuel first, obviously. Gonna use fuel full. Yeah, so 2800, good. Right, so fuel indicated good. I will turn on the pitot heat for a while so I can check it afterwards, and that's gonna be the first thing I check because otherwise it's cold again. I believe that's enough. So let's do that walk around. And first I'm gonna go here and just touch. And you can see it's hot. Alright, let's get back. Checking all the joints, obviously. Yeah, it's turning in the correct direction. Alright. I just refueled, so I'll keep it like that. The tire is still great. Let's sump anyway. Just blue. No water. Propeller area clear. Propeller in good condition, looks like. Oil. Yeah, enough oil. Love that. Can fuel. I know very well that I'm doing very quick work around here. See, it's cold again. Obviously, this is just because of the simulator purposes. That's enough. There is no life adventure here. So just verifying that it's all there. Good. Let's go up. All right. I believe we can initiate a starting procedure. So battery goes on. Fuel tank. Let's use the left one for now. Good. Full mixture. Correct the throttle and fuel pressure or fuel pump. Look for fuel pressure. It's there. It's going up. Very good. So turn off. We have a temperature of 5 degrees, so primer maybe 2 strokes should be quite alright. Right, I will correct the mixture a little bit because we are at 9,000 feet here. Beacon light goes on. Both check the area that it is clear. Clear prop. And let's get it started. Alrighty. Started in the end. Observing oil pressure, the most important one, in the green. Engine running smoothly, very good. I'll keep it at 1200 to keep it warm and to lean the mixture even a bit more. Just not to lose that. Very well. Avionics go on, navigation lights go on. and we'll sync the gyro. So it's about there, 100, good. Altimeter setting. Altimeter setting will be low data 3016. And it's reading about the right altitude. Clear this one. Yes, refuel to 60, good, safe. And we have 60 gallons remaining, which is great. All right. Altimeter, obviously. This one to neutral. Trim.
Telluride traffic, caravan 766 Tango Mike, taxi runway 27, Telluride.
So 66V, and then I'll just put it on a different screen so I can read the flight plan, and we will have add waypoint, yes, so ETL, good, no, ETL, cones, yes. Now I click on it, I will do load airway, and we have Victor 68 there, yes, and we will fly that all the way to DVC. Load. And then I'll just do insert after KBDG. Landing municipal. I'll just do it like that. I probably won't be using this at all, but you know, let's have it there. Back. Map.
Telluride traffic,
Actually,
cardiac
I wanted
36
to check
Foxtrot,
the
departing runway 27, straight
preview.
out, Telluride.
Okay, it looks like my flight plan. So I will have it here as backup, but I will try not to use it at all. I instead have this screen there with the timer. So in order to fly that, I need to tune in both the VORs. So I will use cones. VOR should be 116.9er 116.
Telluride traffic,
95.
Comanche 6529 Lima, taxi into runway 27.
ETL, yes, and the second one is 114.6. So 0.6 and 114. So I will keep it in standby here. And I will also tune 114.6 there. The second navigation radio. Now, I will be flying 096 radial. So that means that tail of this arrow will point to tail of this arrow will be pointing to 096, which is above there. And then when I will be getting closer to Dove Creek, I will be getting closer to 052 radial. So I will tune 052 at the bottom here. 0512. Alright. We'll see how that goes. Okay, all temperature is already in the green, so it's time for taxi and departure. What kind of wind do we have?
Telluride traffic,
we have
caravan
quite
766 Tango Mike, departing runway 27, straight out, Telluride.
Quite strong wind.
Telluride traffic, cardiac 36 Foxtrot, upwind runway 27, 10,200, climbing 12,000, departing west, final call, Telluride.
Right, that's good like this. Okay, I believe I'm ready. Telluride traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie Piper Comanche on the ramp and exiting for runway 27, Telluride. Right, so parking brake off. On brake working. Second brake working as well. Good.
Telluride traffic, Sierra Papa Charlie 3 miles, time for Comanche, taxiing to runway 27.
We'll take the whole runway today, and I should also enter my squawk that I've been given by Auto ATC, which is 5164. Alright.
Telluride traffic, Caravan 766, single mic, about 800 foot per minute downdraft, just off the departure end, runway 27, 10,500, climbing westbound, Telluride.
Yeah, thanks for the warning. I forgot to mention that we are again on this mesa, and it can be quite a vertical turbulence there. Just turn myself a little bit into the wind here. There we go. Already stall. It's fine. So, a little bit of mixture back, but not full. I go to 2000, and then I will try to get the maximum horsepower using mixture. 35 was maximum. Yeah, so I'll just use this one. So everything in the green. Right magneto. 100 drop. Back to both. Left magneto. Yeah. Back to both. And now I will cycle the prop. Back. And one more time. Runway back. Alright. Reduce to 1500 RPM to check for the carb heat. Yes, it's there. Fine. And idle. Engine still running, putting it back to 1000. Light controls. Yeah, full range of motion. Altimeter is set. The directional gyro is synced. Heading back to 276. All right. Doors are closed. Alright, I believe we are ready to go. So fuel pump, pitot heat, landing strobe lights. Telluride traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, taking off runway 27, straight out departure, Telluride. Seems to be clear. I'll use flaps 18. Timer, start, and let's go. Engine green, airspeed alive. Gear up. Flaps out. Let's accelerate a bit. Second notch of flaps.
Sierra Papa Charlie Lima, Telluride traffic, landing at runway 27.
Landing lights off, fuel pump off. And I forgot to close those windows. So I'm already receiving the signal from the cones VOR, so I can just follow it. Telluride traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, leaving the traffic pattern to the west, final call, Telluride. Yeah, the runway there.
Telluride traffic, departing runway 27, straight out departure.
I should be reaching the VOR in about 7 or 8 minutes, but maybe I don't have a correct climbing profile loaded there. So I believe that I use the indicated airspeed of 120 for a climb. But obviously I'm not climbing that one, so I want to be there as soon as possible. And then afterwards we'll be flying a 235 radial. After we reach that VOR.
Telluride traffic, Comanche 652 Lima, departing 27, straight out departing. Telluride.
Yeah, I need to tune in. Oh, don't have to. I want to tune in COM2. Oh, COM2 is here, obviously. Yeah. to 2.8. Just be monitoring that one instead of the guard. And I deviating a bit.
Telluride traffic leaving the traffic pattern to the west to final call.
Okay, so let it accelerate at 12,000 feet. Turn off the landing gear. Start bringing the power back a bit, maybe to 2,000. Yes. Now this is the sound of the engine I like here, just purring here. Back on the radial, so let's follow it in.
Telluride traffic. Comanche 6529, lead my depart the battery to the west, final call. Telluride.
It seems to cancel out the wind. I need to do a little bit of crap there. And I'm still climbing. I don't want to be climbing.
Dove Creek area traffic, caravan 766 Tango Mike, 14 miles to the northeast of the Dove Creek VOR, 10,800, and below the traffic at 12,500. Dove Creek.
I believe we are very close to the VOR now. It's kind of sensitive. Let's try to keep on track here. Gonna switch the tanks. Oh. Okay. What have I tuned that to? Okay, this is not something I wanted to. Okay, yeah, let's navigate first. So, first time 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Now turn that to 235. And let's go. That's 25. Let's verify that 235 is what we want, yes. So, where did I turn on the lights for? This light, light room. Oh my gosh. I turned on the light somewhere, I don't know where. That's precious. I overflew my course, so let's get back to it.
Dove Creek area traffic, caravan 766, Tango Mike, 5.5 miles east of the Dove Creek VOR 1,500. We're turning northwestbound over the Dove Creek VOR, Dove Creek area traffic.
I have no way of knowing when I'm at half to, because yeah, I would need to do some cross. Yeah, because I don't have the DME turn, but it doesn't matter really. Or does it? See that I am already nicely in VFR conditions all the way, so just use this distance here. This is the distance to Dove Creek VOR. What knob am I turning to get those lights? Oh, there. Ah, okay, obviously. So if I turn off navigation. Okay, yeah. So I need to turn off navigation lights. Found it. We should cover those two VORs in altogether for 14 minutes. So in about 7 minutes, I'll just switch over to the next VOR. As you can see, this is getting like this flag of inoperative is getting out and in. I guess this model simulates either the turbulence that will put it out, or loss of signal from time to time. Actually, I can use the DME because the whole distance is 35. So at about 18, I can switch it over. Okay, that's 18. So second VOR, confirm that is DVC. Yes, I will tune in 052 in here, 1, 2, and then we keep the track there. Ground speed 156. And my navlog says that my ground speed should be about 152. That's great. 6 minutes, yeah. Okay. So 16 miles to go. And then I'll just switch to the VFR sectional and we'll use that one. Trying to keep the aircraft steady and this for some portion so I can sync my compass. I believe just a few notches like there. Now it's a little bit more precise than it was. Good thing I didn't need to touch the elevator for a long time now to somehow manage to trim it properly. Just oscillates around 12,000 feet. So I'm getting closer to this other airport, this municipal one, and I'll just take the altimeter from there, and it's 3010. I'll actually change that. I have close altimeter setting. Start identifying the features, land features. For example, this canyon there that goes from north to south, it's gonna be that one. Then when I'll be flying those 30 nautical miles, there won't be many features, but we will use the signal from the VOR. Kind of an exception, but yeah, we'll do that. Or we're still under IFR, so I wanted to cancel the IFR when I reach that Blanding Municipal Airport. I don't want to feel anything here. I get out of it. I press save, it will save it, right? Yeah, that's wrong. Well, done right now. I'll just resolve that on the ground. I don't know why they got to that page. I don't believe it should come to the fill page once in the air. Close to the VOR. And from there it's gonna be a 229er. Yeah, 229er radial. Actually, yeah, there. We are very close, hence the VOR needle is very sensitive. I can already change to 229er. There. And there we go. So a little bit of turn. And I'll reduce the power to descent to 10,500. Open the carb heat. Reset timer 1330. So it took me, yeah, good. 13.5 instead of 14. That's good. And since we are transitioning to VFR, we'll just go VFR. We'll descend to 10,500. So we can stay below those clouds. And it should take us about 12 minutes to get to that airport. I suspect that this might be that ridge. We'll see. In any case, there's now is mounting to aim for. 3,500 feet. I'll just resume power. Turn off carb heat, and the aircraft should just level off itself without any elevator input. Nice. More power. There we go. So we should fly about 30 miles to the airport. We were at 10. There is this moss, let's say. It's gonna be this one. So is it Abajo Peak and Linnaeus? Is it that one actually? Probably yes, but we're not there yet. Tune in the actually let me do it like this. It's 8V6 Theta. Okay, that's something closer, I guess.
Bluff traffic, Caravan 766, Tango Mike, 10 miles to the north, 8,000, descending 6,500. We'll overfly the field north-south, Bluff.
Joshua. I thought I heard his voice.
Bluff traffic, November 36 Foxtrot, type Cordia, 0 miles to the west at 6,000. We'll overfly the field to the northwest at 6,000. Bluff traffic.
Bluff traffic, copy Caravan 766 Tango Mike. We are about 6 miles to the north of Bluff, 6,700, descending to 6,500, also overflying the field north-south Bluff. And traffic calling at Bluff, you said you were west of the field?
IFR for Bluff traffic, November 36 Foxtrot.
Roger, we'll be looking to the west, Caravan 766 Tango Mike.
by the time I have these mountains to my right, should be already there, almost at the airport. Just 10 nautical miles. Direction of the runway is actually almost perpendicular to me, so it should see that maybe there. And then the ridge. I believe that's what I'm seeing.
Bluff traffic, Caravan 766, Tango Mike on a high left downwind runway 21 at 6,500 over flying north-south, Bluff.
Bluff traffic, contact 36 Foxtrot, 5 miles west, 6,000, overfly the field at 6,000 to the northwest and then come back for a left downwind runway 21, Bluff traffic.
Must be this one. So it seems like runway 21 is being used. So if nothing
Bluff
changes.
traffic, Caravan 766, Tango Mike, correction on that, we're actually on an upwind for runway 21, 6,500 Bluff.
Okay, that's the city, not the airport. So airport should be a little bit to the south of it. No, this is city, this is airport, okay. Or town and the airport.
Bluff traffic, contact 36 Foxtrot, we have a caravan inside Bluff.
From there we'll be continuing to
Traffic, roger, we're looking.
30.
Bluff traffic, Caravan 766, Tango Mike is turning southbound to 6,500. We'll fly up for about 3 miles and turn back inbound. Bluff.
Basically what we need is to follow the road all the way to the ridge, which I should see there. The road though, what is this? This looks kind of plant. Could it be the plant? It could. Yeah, I won't be able to see the road in this, so just continue to the ridge.
Bluff traffic, contact 36 Foxtrot, overflying the field northwest at 6,000, Bluff traffic.
In any case, I believe that should read like this. Okay, timer 11 minutes 6 seconds, so 11.1. And then we have just 3 minutes to the fix.
Bluff traffic, Caravan 766, Tango Mike, 5 miles southeast of the field, 6,500, turning back inbound for the left downwind runway 21, Bluff.
Bluff traffic, contact 36 Foxtrot, we'll be following the caravan to the left downwind runway 21, Bluff traffic.
Something I will follow down. Looks. Oh, weather changes. So since it's gonna be runway 21, so that one there, and it has a left traffic, so I'll just overfly the field and probably do the standard entry. See how that goes.
Bluff traffic, Caravan 766, Tango Mike on the 45, left downwind runway 21, 6,300, descending 5,005, Bluff traffic.
must be someplace there. It's just 16 miles.
Bluff traffic, Kodak 36 Foxtrot, turning southeast. We have the caravan on the left-bound Lincoln side. Bluff traffic.
Bluff traffic caravan has the Kodiak in sight. Bluff.
I believe it's time to turn. No need to wait. So 236.
Bluff traffic caravan 766, Tango Mike, left downwind 21.
And it's time to start descending.
Bluff traffic, Kodak 36 Foxtrot, turning for a 45-degree entry to left downwind runway 21, Bluff.
Right, we have
Bluff traffic,
4,500,
we
so
are at 5,500, Kodak 36 Foxtrot.
6,000. Should take me about 6 minutes, so after 2 minutes I'll just make a call.
Bluff traffic caravan 766, single leg, turning left base 21, full stop, Bluff.
Bluff traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, Piper Comanche, about 10 miles to the north. Currently 9,500, descending 6,000. We'll be joining left downwind to runway 21, Bluff.
Bluff traffic caravan
Traffic,
766,
Kodak
single leg,
36
turning final
Foxtrot, turning
21,
left downwind
full stop.
runway 21, Bluff.
Stepped on, yeah, 766, single leg, turning final runway 21, full stop, Bluff. Bluff traffic, caravan 766, single mic, clear of 21, Bluff.
Bluff traffic, Kodak 36 Foxtrot, turning left base, runway 21, Bluff. Bluff traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, turning final, runway 21, full stop landing, Bluff traffic.
Quite nice colors here. Oh. Please don't crash. Okay. That was a close call. I see the airport there. A little bit higher, but it's not a problem actually. Be higher than lower.
Bluff traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, runway 21 located, Bluff.
Bluff traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie. Can you actually estimate the surface wind there at Bluff?
Bluff traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, wind was almost 0.
Thank you. Bluff traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie is over the airport at 6,600 feet, crossing it from west to east, and will be doing a right teardrop entry into the left downwind runway 21. Bluff traffic.
Bluff traffic, Comanche 6529, wind is about 10 miles to the north. We'll be inbound for a full stop, Bluff.
We're doing about 100 and something knots, so about 45 seconds, and then we'll just do the entry. Can descend all the way to 6,000. Fuller tank selected, yes. And it's time to begin that turn. It needs to be descending turn, and I also want to slow down, so actually help me slow down by putting the prop forward, and I can let go and slow down. Landing lights go on. A little bit richer, almost all the way to rich, but not quite.
Bluff traffic, Comanche, Sierra Delta Lima overflying the airport at 6,500 feet from north to south.
Bluff traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie joining left to downwind runway 21, Bluff. Alright, we are on the downwind. Gear down. First notch of flaps. Quite slow, but let's keep this speed. Bluff traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning left base, runway 21, Bluff. Prop. Bluff traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning final, runway 21, full stop landing, Bluff. Okay. Carpet off.
Bluff traffic, Comanche, Sierra Delta Lima, joining the left base leg for runway 21.
Bluff traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima will be overflying the field at 6,000 feet for a teardrop entry into a left downwind runway 21, Bluff.
Bluff traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, backtracking runway 21, and right now exiting to the parking, Bluff. Bluff traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, runway 21 is now vacated, Bluff.
Bluff traffic, Comanche, Sierra Delta Lima going around and coming back for the left pattern for runway 21.
Just hide here. Alright, well, that was quite a floater. Anyway, parking brake, landing lights, strobe lights, fuel pump, heated heat, all off. Just reset this one. Turn off the landing gear to off. Yeah, I guess that's it. So, just shut down the aircraft. So avionics, navigation lights, master switch. Is the beacon working? No. Okay. And magnetos off, beacon off. Great. So let's review at least the landing pattern. Almost. Not bad. Yeah. The landing was kind of floater. Center line was kept perfectly, that's good. But for some reason I touched down very light. Well, not every landing can be perfect, right? Well, thank you very much for watching. I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna be here next week. If not, then see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye. Safe and happy flying, as always.